Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, I am Dila Nurfadhila. I would like to say thank you for watching my presentation. Today in this presentation, I would like to present about the general ledger. But before I explain about general ledger, I will introduce myself. This is my bio. My name Dila Nurfadhila and my friend call me Dila. My study program is accounting from Faculty Economics and Business in University of Muhammadiyah Bandung. My lecturer she is Miss Yuti Yuniarti MPD of English Lesson. Now my talk will be divided into 7 sections. The first section, what is general ledger? A general ledger is a tool used to record various changes in an account due to final transaction. The activity of recording a ledger is also called posting, and the ledger is a transfer of accounts from a general journal. So, posting is done after creating a general journal. This general ledger has a lot to discuss because the general ledger has several types, objective function, and several forms. For the next material, we will cover everything there is to know in the general ledger accounting. Okay, let's talk about the next section is types of accounting. This general ledger type has 4 types. These types of ledger are indeed the same to collect financial information, but there are also differences, and we will talk now the first type, receivable help ledger. As the name suggests, this book is a book that specifically records detail of receivable such as the name of the credit customer, address, transaction nominal, as well as to whom the company makes credit sales transactions. Second type is debt help ledger. Another name for this book is the debt book. Its main function is the company's debt in detail, both the supplier and the amount of debt that occurs. The third type is creditors ledger. Ledger creditors only record purchase transactions that occur in the company. The goal is to make it easier for companies to know which parties the company owes and how much it is. And the last type is debtors ledger. In contrast to creditors ledgers, debtors ledgers only record transactions from sales journals. The goal is to make it easier for accountants to monitor which parties owe debt to the company. Well, next section, 3 forms of accounting ledger. The first form is a T-shaped ledger. Well, this type of ledger is a form that is often used by accountants. The shape is indeed like the letter T, where the top contains the account name of the account. The right side of your hand under the account name contains the credit, and the left side of your hand under the left account name for debit. So, there is counter-shaped ledger. This type of ledger is columnar and consists of only 2 columns. The control ledger is more complete than the letter T ledger. Last, there is staffel-shaped ledger. Finally, there is a staffel ledger that is in the form of a page and has a balance column. This form is the most complete form when compared to the previous 2 types. The staffel ledger consists of types that include a staffel ledger with 3 columns and a staffel ledger with 4 columns. Well, these are the last 2 sections, namely the function of the accounting ledger. Here are the 5 functions of the accounting ledger. They are as a tool to classify financial data or transactions, as a summary of accounts in special journals and general journals, as one of the materials or stage used in the process of making financial statements, to review or monitor the history of an account, to see the movement or mutation of an account. The last section is the purpose of the accounting ledger. 5 functions of purpose. There are simplify transaction by grouping them, make it easy to see the transaction in its entirety, validate the amount or balance of an account, facilitate the preparation of financial reports, provide information related to the history or track record of an account. And from the material earlier, I have a conclusion. This is the discussion about the meaning of the ledger. By knowing the meaning of the ledger, of course, financial statements can be made properly, because the general ledger is a process that needs to be carried out in the process of making financial statements. If there is an error in general ledger, the process will have an impact on the error in the next process. That's all for my presentation today. Thank you for your attention. Have a nice day. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.